Okay, so you've got this killer business idea.
Congrats.
Yeah.
That light bulb moment is...
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. But now what?
Now what?
How do you know if it's actually as brilliant as it feels outside of your own head?
Yeah, how do you know if it'll actually work?
You got to validate it.
Validate it.
It's like testing the waters before jumping into the pool.
Okay.
You want to make sure it's not freezing cold or worse?
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. Analyzing and interpreting validation data for business ideas to help us figure out if our brilliant ideas hold water.
I like it.
Yeah.
So think of it like this.
Okay.
You wouldn't bake a cake for a competition
Right.
without checking the recipe first.
Of course not.
Right. Validation is kind of like that.
Okay.
It's about gathering evidence to see if your product or service
Yeah.
is something people actually want.
So time to put on our detective hats then.
I love it. Let's do it.
What are the clues we should be looking for?
All right. So we need to track the right metrics.
Okay.
And one of the most important is customer acquisition cost,
It's CAC.
or CAC. You got it.
Got it.
It tells you how much it costs to acquire one customer.
So it's not as simple as saying I spent $100 on advertising and got 10 customers.
Right.
There's more to it.
There's more to it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Imagine Sarah's testing her online yoga class.
Okay.
She spends $50 on Facebook ads and gets 10 people to sign up for a free trial.
Okay.
That seems like a $5 hey,
Yeah. $5 a person.
but it's not the whole story.
Oh, really?
What if only 2 of those people convert to paying members?
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, her CAC is $25,
Wow.
which significantly impacts her profitability.
Wow. That's huge.
Huge.
So a low CAC's good, but you also have to consider how many of those acquired customers are actually converting into paying customers.
You got it. And that brings us to our next metric,
Okay. What's that?
conversion rate.
Okay.
Think of Tom building a landing page for his productivity app. If 50 out of every 1,000 visitors sign up,
Mm-hmm.
his conversion rate is 5%.
Okay.
But what if he tweaks the page,
Okay.
makes the headline more compelling,
Mm-hmm.
simplifies the sign-up process,
Yeah.
and suddenly 100 people sign up?
Wow.
That's a 10% conversion rate,
Okay.
doubling his potential customer base with the same amount of traffic.
So it's about optimizing every step of the way.
Yes.
But what about after someone becomes a customer?
Okay.
How do we know if they're actually engaging with our product or service?
That's where engagement metrics come in.
Okay.
They give us a peek into how users are interacting with our product.
I like it.
Let's say Emma created that recipe app.
Okay.
She finds users spend 5 minutes per session
Mm-hmm.
and check out 3 recipes on average
Okay.
to know if those are good numbers.
Yeah.
She'd compare them to other recipe apps.
Right. Compare and contrast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If similar apps have users spending 15 minutes and viewing 10 recipes,
Oh.
Emma knows she needs to investigate why her engagement is lower.
Wow. So it's like each of these metrics,
Yes.
CAC, conversion rate, and engagement,
Mm-hmm.
they give us a vital piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
But something tells me numbers aren't the whole story, right?
You're telling me?
They don't tell us everything.
No, they don't.
Huh?
Numbers are crucial,
Yeah.
but they don't always tell the whole story.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
imagine you're building a house.
Okay.
The measurements and blueprints are essential,
Right.
but you wouldn't ignore the feedback from the people who will actually be living there, would you?
That's a great point.
Right.
So while we're tracking all those important metrics,
Yes,
we also need to tune in to the human side of things.
precisely.
Okay.
We need to balance those quantitative metrics with qualitative data.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So think about it like this.
Okay.
You launch an eco-friendly cleaning service,
Okay.
and your Net Promoter Score,
NPS.
NPS, you got it, comes back at an 8.
Okay, for those of us who aren't NPS experts,
Yeah.
what does that 8 actually tell us?
So NPS measures customer loyalty,
Okay.
and an 8 means your customers are highly likely to recommend your service to others.
Oh, wow. So that's great.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
But here's the key.
Okay.
NPS alone doesn't reveal why they're so happy.
I see what you're saying.
Is it the eco-friendly aspect,
Yeah.
the quality of the service,
Right.
the competitive pricing?
Yeah. Are they just price sensitive?
Exactly. That's where qualitative data comes in.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about things like customer reviews,
Yes,
feedback surveys,
exactly.
those kinds of things.
Exactly. Imagine David,
Okay.
who's developed this prototype for a wearable fitness tracker.
Mm-hmm.
He analyzes all the feedback he's received
Okay.
and sees 70% positive sentiment.
Wow.
Great news, right?
That's awesome.
But digging into the remaining 30%,
Okay.
he finds a recurring theme.
Uh-oh.
Users find the interface clunky and confusing.
Oh, no. Right.
That's a bummer. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you don't want to ignore those people.
Exactly. It's about understanding the why behind the what.
Okay.
The numbers might tell you people are abandoning their online shopping carts.
Right.
But qualitative data can reveal if it's because of a complicated checkout process.
Right.
Or unexpected shipping costs.
Interesting.
Right.
So how do we gather this invaluable qualitative data without breaking the bank?
Right. So
Our source text mentioned some budget-friendly options, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
There are some fantastic tools available that won't cost you a dime.
Like what?
Take Google Analytics, for example.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a treasure trove of information about your website visitors.
Oh, right.
You can see where they're coming from,
Wow.
what pages they're visiting,
Yeah.
where they're dropping off.
So you can see where you're losing them.
It's like having a detective map out their every move.
That's amazing.
Right.
What about getting direct feedback from customers?
Never underestimate the power of a simple survey.
Oh, yeah, just ask them.
Tools like Google Forms make it incredibly easy to create and send out surveys to gather customer opinions and suggestions.
That's a good idea.
I once helped a handmade soap maker
Yeah?
refine his entire product line just by analyzing the feedback he got from a Google Forms survey.
Wow. So simple, yet so effective.
Exactly.
Okay.
Powerful stuff.
So we've got all this data pouring in.
Yes.
But with all this data pouring in, how do we keep it organized
Okay.
and actually use it to make decisions?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
And that's what we'll be unpacking next.
Ooh, I can't wait. Okay. We've gathered all this intel.
The numbers, the stories, the feedback.
It's like we've cracked the code, but now what?
Yeah, now what?
What do we actually do with all this validation data?
This is where the real magic happens.
Oh.
We get to decide,
Decisions.
do we pivot, persevere, or call it a day?
It's getting real now.
Yeah, it is.
Did you give me an example of what those choices might look like in the wild?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Let's say Marcus, our intrepid phone case entrepreneur, discovers that while overall interest in his customizable cases is lukewarm, there's a huge spike among college students.
Interesting.
He could persevere with his original plan, hoping the general market catches on, or he could pivot, focusing his energy on that enthusiastic college demographic.
So he's not abandoning his idea entirely,
No.
just adjusting his sails to catch a better wind.
Exactly.
Uh.
Maybe he partners with college bookstores, tweaks his designs to appeal to student life, or focuses his marketing on college social media channels.
Okay.
Pivoting allows him to adapt to the insights his validation data revealed.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm glad you think so.
But what if, after all that work, the data is telling us it's just not working?
Oh, okay.
What if those eco-friendly cleaning products just aren't resonating with customers?
That's when we have to consider the toughest choice, abandoning the idea.
It's never easy to let go.
No, it's not. But sometimes it's the bravest and smartest decision.
It's like that saying, sometimes you have to know when to fold them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's not about failure,
Right.
but about recognizing when to invest your energy elsewhere.
Exactly.
Okay.
And even failed ideas offer valuable lessons.
Right.
What you've learned about your target audience, your marketing strategies, even your own strengths and weaknesses
Yeah.
can be applied to your next big adventure.
So it's a continuous learning process.
Exactly.
But let's say we launch and things are going well.
Okay.
Does that mean we can finally hang up our detective hats and relax?
Not quite.
Oh, no.
Remember, validation isn't a one-time event.
Okay.
It's an ongoing journey.
Right.
The market is constantly evolving, customer preferences shift, and new competitors emerge
True.
to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
We need to keep gathering data, analyzing feedback, and adapting our strategies.
So even after launch, we're still listening, learning, and tweaking.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think of it like tending a garden.
I like it.
You've planted the seeds,
Good.
but you still need to water, fertilize, and prune to ensure a healthy and thriving business.
That's a great analogy.
I'm glad you like it.
This deep dive has been eye-opening.
I'm glad you found it useful.
It's not just about having a great idea.
No.
It's about putting in the work, validating your assumptions, and being willing to adapt along the way.
Well said.
And remember, every successful entrepreneur
Yeah.
has faced those moments of doubt,
Absolutely.
those pivots, and even those tough decisions to abandon a cherished idea.
Exactly.
For those of you listening, what's one small step you can take today to start validating your business idea?
Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Whether it's sending out a survey, researching your competitors, or simply asking for feedback from your target audience.
Well, that's a great idea.
Every step brings you closer to making your entrepreneurial dreams a reality.